On the air. Alrighty then, let's light this candle. Hello everyone out there in the series of tubes, series of tube land, the internets. JTM here, and this is going to be a JTM Plays, the first JTM Plays. And we're going to be playing Suez 56, 56 if you can see it, from Decision Games, one of his little folio jobs. Solo game, solitaire, see, solitaire. Really, really cool. Cool, I like the whole packaging and the whole setup, the whole concept. $12.95 at the Complete Strat down in Manhattan, 33rd Street. Just go where the Empire State Building and basically make a left. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to start. Just a few things before I start. Might see some shadows. It's my first time doing it. Mistakes will be made, because that is guaranteed. I'm not going to explain much of the rules. I might go over the rules. I'm going to screw up the rules, but I'm not going to explain much of the rules. I'm trying not to go but that's going to happen. Did some due diligence about this, studying up in this operation, which is Operation Musketeer, between the French, Brits, and Israelis, basically to grab the Suez Canal and get rid of Gamal Nasser, Colonel Gamal Nasser, who was the leader of Egypt at the time. You might know it's a popular, used to be a popular crossword thing, the United Arab Republic. It's when Syria and Egypt basically allied to try to make some kind of trans-Arabian entity and try to ally themselves and get together and basically squash Israel and, and the West. But it failed. Nasser finally removed the office, and then Sadat came in. We know that. That's all history. But right now, Nasser's in power, and the Allies are trying to seize the Suez Canal, which is right here, and keep it from being nationalized. There's oil. Now, this is before the super tankers, which now go around, so they don't really go through here anymore. And this was the Brits still had kind of an empire. French went along with it because, well, they just went along with it because they agreed, because they're the ones that originally dug the damn thing. So they went along with it. They tripped forces, and they wanted to go in quick and fast in early October or September, when Nasser was making a lot of noise and popularity was the idea, the beautiful excuse for war, the casus belli, was there to basically seize. Okay, let's seize this. But as time went on, the Brits wanted to prepare. Anthony Eden, Prime Minister of Britain at the time, wanted to prepare, make sure overwhelming force. French just wanted to just go in quickly, strike quickly, just grab it. Well, before popular opinion went bad. That's basically your background. So, we're going to open up with, this is not card driven, but action cards are a big part of this, since there's a bot and the AI has cards, and we don't know the AI cards, and we don't know what the AI has. These are Egyptian units. Israel, Egypt, and of course again the canal, which was the main reason to seize it. Also to try to seize it before they blocked the canal by sinking ships in it. So we're going to open up with the first card we're going to pick is Operation Kadesh, which is we get the Israelis on the board, remove from play, transfer, and the Israelis they get to attack immediately, and they get one extra ground attack. One to their printed card. I see there's a bit of a glare. Might be a glare. I'll get the bugs out of this sooner or later. But this is just going to be a one take. We're going to be one take. That's it. We're not doing it. We're doing it. So we're going to bring the Israeli Air Force. This cool little. This is a French Mystère, or it actually looks like a P-80. Cool little silhouette. And we'll bring the Israelis. We'll put the Israeli airborne unit in an airfield. That's where the airplanes. It's the airfield. And we'll put one mechanized unit Well, no, we'll put the infantry. We'll put the infantry division down here, and we'll put 2 of the mechanized divisions. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Am I missing a unit? I think I'm missing a unit. Crud. Crud. Yeah, got them all. Cool. 2 brigades. Okay, good. Okay, fine. So we got a Gaza City. Yay. So we're gonna hit that first. What I did the first time I played through this, I did the Psy-War card first, so this way, and I rolled correctly, and I got to flip everything. But we're just going into the sucker blind. We're just gonna go right into a blind. So we're gonna attack. We don't have to. Do we make all our movement first and then we attack? Right? We move first and then we attack. All right, movement here, yeah, and yeah. And no. And we're going to airborne. Of course. Cut them off at the pass. I hate that cliche. Another FYI, I make a lot of pop references. And I make a lot of silly comments. Plus, again, we're not doing the rules. We're not going big thing mechanics. We're just going to play the game. And basically, that's the long and short of it. Even though I can't stand that phrase. That's beside the point. Now, do we land correctly here? Use some dice. Get some weird dice here. Got my Absolute Vodka glass to roll dice in, because I got that from the original Grognard. A little shout out to the original Grognard. I like the concept of doing this. So airborne assertion table. Now, do we do that? Do we do that first after movement, right? We move. And we throw down the airborne. I mean, I should know this by heart. I've already played through this, but dyslexia is a bitch. What can I tell you? And my dyslexia varies. My dyslexia goes, it rears its ugly head in many different formats, if you will. But I digress. Alrighty. Air units. Yes, air units. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do that. There's no AA there. Good. No AAA. Might be AA. Who knows? Oh, we're gonna land this sucker. Let's see if it lands. These are realities. What do we got? A 5. Unit lands successfully. Okay, so is that it's a pass? I think that was Sharon in that brigade. Before his arm, I think Sharon was there in that brigade. I don't know, maybe not. Okay. Now we did the ground. We did the we can conduct air missions. And we'll conduct the air mission here. Now we flip that sucker over, correct? Yeah, when do we expose that? Giggity. I know, I'm looking at the rules. I know, I'm boring. I just like to really make sure. I'm very deliberate when I do things. So I'm gonna flip. I'm just gonna flip them. Screw it. So it's not AA, which is good. Oh, good. It almost looks like it's a PLA. I don't think it's a Palestine Liberation Organization. Ooh, that's a tough unit. But ooh, that's a tough unit. It's the 4th Tank Division or Armored Division. And what do we got? What's this guy here? Lieutenant National Guard. Division that should be easily handled. That's gonna be tough. And then, well, we're gonna attack that sucker. There's no anti-air. I made that joke way before I promised it, but it's a side point. So somebody made that joke. All right, we're gonna hit. We're gonna fire on him. We fire 2, 2, 5, 6, boom. Boom, shakalaka. So, unit eliminated, which was a foregone conclusion. Jump in here. Now that I did that, now here's a question. Can I keep going? Yes, I can keep going because I'm armored. So I can keep going out of Raffia. But we'll resolve that one, and this can go into used. Okay. That's because it's an armored unit. He just keeps going. Plowed through. As a matter of fact, didn't even fight. Just blew that up, grabbed that, went there. Only problem is, if I don't occupy that, he can bounce back in there. What was the name of that unit anyway? Oh, there's a reserve division. Ouch. Ouch. This is going to be an interesting fight. So here, the Egyptians get in Rafa. In Rafa, they get a plus. First, we roll for. Let's roll to see who gets tack. Egyptians will be. I know that these dice weird. Huh? Get numbers on them instead of the pips. It's kind of cool. So that'll be the Egyptians. 4-4 tie goes because they're in there, so they get the first shot. So they get 3 dice. We'll just roll 3 dice because they get 3 attacks. And ooh, 6. So that's a step down. Ouch. It's not a retreat. Well, one is a retreat and one is a step. No, I'm sorry. It was the 6 and no. Okay. It's no retreat, but it's a unit downgraded. So that's pretty rough. But now it's the Israeli turn. So we keep fighting until somebody retreats. It's interesting. I'm used to. This is an interesting kind of way to deal combat. What I used to do is we would with squad leader you'd add up firepower factors, or with odds like Battle Chinese Farm. I think he used to do Cross Suez. Really great short game. 73 Yom Kippur War, and you have to get these big hulking bridging units across Suez right down in that fact. Yeah, his Chinese Farms right down here, and you have to get those suckers across there. So Sharon could do his coup de main and get over here and basically threaten Cairo and freak out the Egyptians, and I think it trapped the Egyptian Third Army also, because they moved forward out of their SAM umbrella and that's got pounded. That was a mistake. Well, because the Syrians screwed up in Golan Heights. Not screwed up in Golan Heights, but couldn't penetrate, couldn't get through the Golan Heights. 73 Yom Kippur Wars. Very, very interesting. All right, we're rolling a sucker. So we got 2 6s. Oh, dang. 2 6s, so that's an elimination. Even though he gets a plus. No, it's a retreat because that's 2 6s, though. So since he's in ignore retreats, plus combat, ignore retreats. Interesting. Get the plus defending Egyptians +1. Now +1 what? Well, we got the 6 already. +1. Got it. I got it. So it's no +1 if he's well. It's defending Egyptians +1 combat strength. +1 would actually screw you up though in a way. So it must be +1 when you attack again. Okay. So basically 2 6s, it's gone. That's how I interpret it. Gone. So it did cause casualties, but the fort is taken. Now this is going to be tough. Let's roll for an ish. And again, Egyptians get it again. So they're going to give the Israelis a tough fight here. Okay, now this is where the +1 comes in. It's 4. I'm taking this 3 dice. 3 shots. No effects. +1 up. The +1 makes them retreat. So the Israelis, no damage, but they have to retreat because I rolled a 4. It was a +1. Bam. Now let's resolve this fight here. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going, but that's how it's supposed to. Now is this a town hex? Yes, I would say it's a town hex. Not really a hex, a town point. By the way, just would like to know, I'm not really in love with the whole point-to-point thing. I grew up with hexes. That's the way I was raised. Cut my teeth on squad. Like I always say, Squad Leader was my first game. I'm used to hexes. This point-to-point thing is kind of, to me, very restrictive. because, well, why can't I go through here or go through there? But I understand the whole point-to-point idea. Area I can accept because Storm over Arnhem was such a great game. In my mind, it was not an easy game, but a great game. And the whole area concept took me a little while to get used to, but it's point-to-point, not in love with it. And really doesn't look that great on the map either. I don't think so. I mean, this map is alright. This map is serviceable. Oh, we forgot the turn. We got to do the turn thing because we got a -2 on the turn. So we got to before public opinion and before Ike tells us to stop. Ike in the Bank of England goes broke. That's what actually happened. That's what stopped Operation Musketeer. Even Mountbatten couldn't stop it, but Lord Mountbatten, excuse me. So who's going first with it? We got to roll for Nish first. My bad. Again, this is my first. Actually, it's my first playing an actual like a game other than the previous game that I played, the trial game I played. It's the first war game I've played in years. I think 3 years ago I played Firepower solo, but I just recently got. I think a lot of people out there are the same way. A lot of gamers came back. I got out of it in the 90s. I didn't really play. Sold a lot of my stuff, and I've just recently been getting back into it because I wanted. There's a game I always wanted to design myself, just one. I don't want to make a whole bunch of them. There's one I wanted to do, and I want to. Been for the last year just watching YouTubes and getting again the initiative for the Egyptians. Egyptians on the initiative. They're fighting back. They're fighting back. They're not just surrendering. Good for them. Alrighty, here we go. I mean, I'm always taking this side of Israelis, but hey, when you fight with honor and some gumption, you should be always respected. Alrighty then. So, roll a 6. So that breaks down. No retreat, but again, the Israelis are getting losses. It's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be a walkover. So now Israelis' turn to wail on them. Get 3 dice. And no retreat town, no retreat in the town. So retreats do not count. I roll a 6 to eliminate. Did not roll a 6, so this now we do it again. We resolve all combats till they're done, which that's an interesting thing too. We don't just leave it there and then get locked in melee and close combat later. Like, so I'm going to reference squad leader a lot, so bear with me. And advanced. I know advanced squad leader, but I consider it squad leader. So, I know technically advanced squad leader for all you rules lawyers out there, or all you what is that, Captain Correct or Captain Obvious, Captain Corrective, Commodore Corrective, Commodore Correction. Giggity. All right, we roll 2 dice because that division, National Guard division, is fighting pretty well, but no dice. Well, dice, but no effects. So this, what is this, Fight Club? These fights will go on as long as they have to. Nobody gets to tap out, I guess. So again, there's no effect. We have a retreat. Okay, so Israelis, one objective, took the pass, cannot cross this line, but have been stopped. And that'll end Operation Kadesh for now. And we find out what the Egyptians will do. What will the Egyptians do? What do we roll? Guerrilla warfare! Alright, guerrillas. From the Spanish Little War. It means Little War. Roll 1 die. For each containing. Let's see, this is a little too early for this one. But we do go doink. I'm probably going to forget that, so you can yell at the screen if you want. You can't do that, that's annoying. For each, you can roll 1 dice. Oh no, that's these are considered Egyptian. Okay, but those 2 are Egyptian. So I got to roll 6. So, that's bad. This will be for Rafia. This will be for the other one. Roll a 6. Egyptians will knock out. No, nope. 5 and a 4. Ooh. Israelis dodged a bullet there, literally and figuratively. Do we remove this guy or we reshuffle it? We discard it. So we'll just put it up there. You can't see it, it's off screen. The cards are up there. By the way, the cards are up there. Alrighty then. What are we gonna do? Psy War, or do we bring the Marines in? I say we do Psy War. I'd like to know what I'm dealing with instead of going in blind. So we're going to do Psy War. Thing does not move. Gain. Okay, so let's roll this die. What we get? We got a 5. Remove this card from play. Son of a... Oh my lord. Oh well. Swing and a miss. But the Israelis can go. So we're going to try this one again. And we're going to gang up on this. Even though I really should. Once this is done, then I'm going to put a unit in Gaza City because somebody might pop up there. And that would be very annoying. We can do. Let's see if we can roll. We got to roll to see if our airplanes come back. Yep, airplanes come back. 5. All right, let's go whale on this dude. Let's do the air attacks. Alrighty. Swing and a miss. And because there's no retreat in those forts. So this is not going to be easy. Okay, so let's roll for attack. Inish. And it's tied, but the Egyptians get that. This is the first guy in the stack. So the Egyptian is going to try to whale on that sucker there. That mechanized division. Gets 5s and 6s. Yeah. Now is it +1 to all the dice or just one die? That's interesting. Would that be +1 all die, or I don't understand that. See, +1 combat strength. +1 combat strength. Ah, so that's actually 5. Oh. Ooh my. Well, already eliminated one, so let's see if we get a... We got a 5. No, we got 5s. No, we got 5, so he retreats. Retreats. So he made him mechanized. That's pretty good. Made him retreat. That's wow. But now it's his turn. Yeah, right? One, and then that one, and then this one, and then he... Yeah. Well, why would you keep going and wailing on that? Would you? That's interesting. Told you, man, sometimes my understanding of things and my comprehension is really, really piss poor. At times. At times it could be spot on, at times it's just piss poor. But that's kind of what, that's what we're doing. I never purport to be an expert. Kind of doing, not just put this on the net for fame and fortune, not doing it for that, but just kind of cathartic, I guess, in a sense. Kind of therapeutic. It's in a sense, it's therapy. Like when people make their video blogs and stuff like that. Excuse me, just a little bit of coffee. Live on coffee. Live for coffee. Alrighty then. Round combats. We did that. First round. Yep, got it. Wowzer. So you keep doing that. That's interesting. Line up friendly units. Get attacked in. Oh, so you do that. Okay, so I was right. So you don't... we wailed on him. We made him to retreat. So now he gets to wail on you. God. And so now that's 4. See, now it's... You would think, well, that's a 5. Now, wouldn't I? Yeah, but that doesn't. never mind. Never mind. So I should be rolling 4 dice, but really terrible, by the way. But Abigail was not a easy nut to crack. But I did roll a 6, and since I rolled a 6, and that's it. He's out. He fought well. Yeah, he fought well, but that tank division, because it's the fourth armored, is gone. So Israelis did their, well, they still have to get rid of this guy down here. Oh, so we can do this, or did we do this? No, we didn't do this. We did this. Now, that's right, Israelis' turn. Roll for attack, finish. And wow, again, impressive. Egyptians not making it easy, but they didn't do anything there. So now it's rallies. And Israel's got yet another 6. A hot knife through butter. Now, they fought pretty well, though. They fought better than I expected. Better than anticipated. Okay, so the Israelis basically did their job. They cleared out the Sinai. So now it's up to the Allies to actually do something. But it's the Egyptians' turn. So let's see what we roll. Oh, Nazir rallies. Replace 2. Shuffle all discarded, including this one. And then it says discard. So how would you interpret that? Put them all back on the deck and reshuffle, right? Right. That's how I'm interpreting. And I get to bring 2 units, but I'm going to also make them random. Bring 2 units back, and that armor division could pop up there. Now that would be an owie. Remember, 2 divisions per hex. What was it? 6 regiments and 2 divisions per hex. Per game. I was going to say hex. Got a little. Well, when you do hear the music, it's a little. I got some Hearts of Iron 2 in the background. Yes, I still playing Hearts of Iron 2. I know. I do have 3, but I've been watching Bundeswehr Bob and Benjamin Magnus play theirs, and to actually for a primer to play Hearts of Iron 3, because 4 I'm not even bothering with 4. 4 has too many problems. It's pretty, but it has too many problems. Looking forward to Stellaris, though. That's the one I definitely want to get. Having fun with Democracy 3. If you don't, Democracy 3 is very cheap. If you like political stuff, give it a whirl. It's a fun game. And it's cheap. Still haven't given up on Oxygen Not Included either. Another fun game, but it's very, very aggravating. And you're ultimately doomed in that game. You're going to run out of stuff. What am I doing now? Brigades. Divisions count. See, the British and French might stack together. I think that's kind of, even though their cooperation was actually pretty good. By the way, this operation was not exactly by the numbers, but it went very smooth, very well. I mean, with the hours they had Port Said, they knocked out the Air Force. They knocked out the MiG-17s and their Beagles. They knocked them right out of the war. They ran away. It's very interesting. Look it up in Wikipedia, and there's also a scholarly thing on it too. So there's a PDF out there about the whole battle. That somebody did a kind of almost like a dissertation on it for the last year for the 50th anniversary. Very interesting. Or no, 60th. That will be 60th. I think. Oh, a limited number of Egyptian units may. That's what I want to look at. Okay, so I can just put a whole ton of stuff. But so we bring in 2. Bring 2 units. Where's 3 units? Gotta pay attention, but nah. Yeah, replace 2. Now I'm gonna reshuffle these suckers. These cards are kind of cool. I mean, with my big ham hands here, but they're kind of neat. Again, it's the first time playing a game like this I've ever played a game like this. Like I said, it was always pretty cut and dry. Dice throwing, either because I have Raiden, St. Nazir, and I have Carrier, but I haven't really played those yet. Starfleet Battles used to play that a lot. That's another game. Let's just show you real quick the games that I got right here on if this thing moves. See, get those suckers there. See, Starfleet Battles always play that, even though I don't agree with the designer and all of his just don't agree with him. But it was always a fun game. Washington's War, which I'm going to sell at. And then, yeah, that's the Advanced Squad. Yeah, right, that's saying that I definitely want to play that. I think the Grotnut or Stuka Joe, I think, did a really good playthrough of that one. Really nice, elaborate, really nice setup, which I'm not going to do that. I'm not even going to do. If I do play that and film it, just got Winter Fury, matter of fact. If I do play it, I don't think I'm going to. I might film it. I don't know. But Stuck a Joe already did, or he did such a good job on that. Another one, another gamer that does really top-notch productions. Very good, very fun. Alrighty then. Geek Gamer does another one too. She does. I love her stuff. She's awesome. There's a couple others probably slipping my mind. Kev from Big Board. He's like I am. He's just like. Well, now it seems like he used to do a little bit more elaborate. Now he just starts filming and throws down. It's great. That's the way you should do it. Alrighty then. Let's see what. Oh, I don't even get to look at it. But I gotta figure out where these go. So, top unit will be the green. Bottom unit will be this weird orangey thingy. You can't see it's off screen, but that's the dice. Alrighty, randomly placed. When you go to Gaza, the Israeli player will go ballistic. But no, we put one in Suez City, which that's a good spot. Suez City's a good spot. So the bottom one is going to Suez City. Still don't know where they are, and I burned the side card, so I am basically blundering blind here. Oh, and a smell. Oh, good spot too. I remember there's an armor division in there, so. And that's another thing. I did do that. I did move the thing. Good. I moved the turn marker. All right. What are we gonna pick now? So it's my turn now. What are we gonna do? Air offensive. Air offensive. The available box. See, here's the thing now. So the available box. Now, does that mean the Allied staging area? Reinforcement pool? Staging area? I think that means the staging area. Or just available area. That's how I'm interpreting that. I'm just gonna take it right from there. But this then engaged. Now my air forces are engaged. I got a -1. I remembered it. And transfer all. The helicopters. I already put the helicopter in the box. That's swell. But the good thing is. And now the Allies have their Air Force. So if the French Air Force strikes, French Air Force is on our side. If the Egyptian Air Force strikes, I can interdict them and in effect the scenario. Which is not really a scenario. It's not a scenario. It's the whole operation. So why would it say scenario? About the rest of the game? It's weird. The wording is not consistent. But hey. We're human. Stuff happens. Okay, now it's Egypt's turn. So my Air Forces are ready to go. My Air Force now, if he pulls one card, the air offensive card, I can interdict him and he can throw it out because that would have been a disaster. Guerrilla warfare again. Oh, I didn't move my Israelis, did I? I could have moved my Israelis. I'm going to move my Israelis. And move the Israel, put them right here. So if it pops up in Gaza City, at least I can interdict him. Crud. It's 3. So we discard that one. And did we do the minus? Did I do the minus? No. Crud. Running out of time, and I'm burning the Cyborg card. So this is, this is the way, Bank of England's going to call, say, hey, I cut our money off, and Lord Mountbatten is not happy about this. Well, the Queen didn't say anything. Interesting. She was young. I think was she incarnated? Yeah, she was incarnated, but interesting. All right, Anthony Eden, this is your last chance. But right now, the Israelis. This will be Gaza, Bulgaria, and Quintilla. Giggity. No 6s. Alrighty. Now, it's my turn, and now I get aired also. But let's grab a card. Which that was interesting. That was something that I had not a problem with, but what I'm reading the rules is like, well, I just grab a card. I grab any card. They don't have to be, okay, cool. So we're going to airborne assault because we have to do something quickly, or we're going to get proper effed. There will be cursing in these, but I will try to keep it PG. I will try. I'm not promising anything, but I will try. Any two British, French airborne, or special forces. What's so special about them? They're special, shut up. And they add 1 to Princess I can't forget that. So we're gonna see something, Hunkus. Should always concentrate forces also. We'll use naval. So what we'll do is, should we? French. We'll give the French. French Alexandria, and we'll give them because the French don't have as many as much air force. Brits have a bunch of them. They're cool little. It's a Canberra. And this is cool. Sea Venom, the navalized version of Vampire, the Havilland Vampire. I'm pretty sure that's it. But it's such a cool plane. Really, really cool plane. I guess the MiG-17 was actually better than them. That's why they had that. They had a real issue with that. So I can only do 3. So I think I'll split them up because I'm gonna try to attack. You always concentrate your fire, but I have to spread out some fire. Yeah, I get these. Yeah, I'm using my hands here. So what we'll do is we'll hit here, and we'll use naval bombardment also. Bombardment. Here. We'll try to hit this honkin' stack here because he can reinforce very easily. Because the thing about airborne forces is they're tough, but they are fragile. Brittle. Brittle is a better word. They can handle a lot, and they can do a lot, but they can't do everything they need. And mass assault's the problem with. Who do we send? We send the colonial paratroopers. Do we send 40? As a matter of fact, this is a neat little thing. This is the HMS Theseus. And this is supposedly 45 Commando. Lifting up. They use this old Colossus class light carrier. Similar like the Casablanca style. They built a buttload of those Jeep carriers. Call them Jeep carriers. The escort carriers were Jeep carriers. This is a light carrier, CVL, and they use this commando carrier. They use it for commando use, like they would like the Wasp or LPCs, LVs, like our light commando carriers today. Anyway, I digress. I will do that every once in a while. I will phase into, or basically start talking about other things. Hey. So what are we doing here? We're doing 2 airborne assaults. The board looks alright. What do you think? I think it looks alright. I think you get the general idea. Can't see every detail, but you get the general idea. And if you're still with me, thanks. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's my first time. We will iron out the rough edges at some time. I didn't really rehearse this. Like I said, I did a playthrough. I didn't really rehearse this. Staging area. Here's another thing that's interesting now. Okay, it goes to the staging area, then I can go right in, right? That's how I interpret it. So we're going to take 1, and we're going to take 1. We're going to take the elite. We're going to take these colonial paratroopers, or the RCP, second RCP. Tough vets from the French at that time. A lot of colonial adventures, and they weren't necessarily in Algeria. Were they in Algeria at 56? Yeah, Algeria. I think they just got kicked out of Vietnam. So they had a lot of really crusty veterans. So there's the Royal Marine Corps. So we'll land the Royal Marine Corps. No, airborne. No, not Marines, airborne. You guys just do airborne. So what parachute regiment should we do? This one's 16 paras in? No, I don't like their force. Nope, that's mechanized. That's interesting. They only have 1. So 16, we'll land a 16 here. What I'm going to do is land them at like the actual operation. Land at the airport, seize the airport, use the air to pound this. But we got to make sure we're going to show they landed correctly. The French are going to do the same thing. Going to land at the airport and then move on to seize these guys. But let's make sure they land. French will be green. 6 and 4. So we landed. We landed successfully. Good. Now let's have the air expose what's here. Giggity. We'll go with the French first, and we'll send the bombardment. Aha, anti-aircraft. So, which that'll be easy. That'll be easy for the ground pounders, but not so easy on these super mysterious. I think these super mysterious. Actually, looks like a Jaguar, even though the Jaguar was not in play. One of my favorite planes. The Speedcat Jaguar. Really cool. Really cool plane. I'll get book on it. It's one of my favorite planes. I don't know why. It's just one of my favorite planes. Favorite jets of that era. Now let's do the bombardment. Let's get our story straight here. When's the seaborne attack? You know, maybe I should play the game a little bit ahead of time. Maybe. Oh, that was the airstrike. Okay. Oh, here's a smart thing to do. If I can use an airstrike, and there doesn't seem to be any restriction, let me see if I can pound tar out of this. And yeah, so we'll roll 2 dice. We got our destroyers because Anthony Eden didn't want any civilian casualties, so they only used their 4.5s from the destroyers, and the French were like, no, we're using the Jean Bart. And our cruisers, the George something or other, the George something or other. They used a lot of naval assets in the thing. Brits, I think, used 4 carriers. The French used 1 or 2. Gotta read about it. It's interesting. Very interesting. I'll say it's a retreat. Now here's the thing. It's a retreat, which means you can go in there pretty easily. So my question, retreat, so naval bombardment. That's done. We'll take that off and we'll put that in the staging area. Now, let's, the French are going to still pound them. But now the, who goes first? I think the AAA goes first. Yeah, there we go. See, actually the AAA... Okay, so you place the units, and then you do the AAA, and then you do the thing. So actually, if that went the same as bombardment, I can't do that now. The AAA has to take a shot. It gets its shots then. Because if this is the same as the air, then it's... Oh, can you guys see it over there? Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, you guys can see it. If you're still with me. If you're not, hey, thanks for just peeking in. All right, we're gonna fire at the first stack with the AAA. I wonder what is it, 20 millimeters or 75s? They didn't have SAMs then. 4 and 2. I think that's a miss. Yeah, that's a miss. Yeah. So now let's do the naval bombardment first. Let's try that one again. Another retreat. Okay, so it retreats. But the French are not giving up. So I know everybody makes jokes about the French, but you wouldn't want to face them. Especially when, no, you wouldn't want to face these guys. Not these tough guys. These weren't your reservists and guys just called up and drunken, surly guys sitting in a Maginot line for months. No, these were professionals and veterans of a lot of colonial nonsense and misadventures. Alright, we got a kill. So, that AAA is out. And Alexandria, and I'm just going to move, even though I should resolve these first. Yeah, let me resolve these first, but let's put these in the available air, and the used stack. I didn't roll for the Israeli one, but it's not necessary anyway. But I can use the Israelis also to help out over here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the historical precedent, and the Israelis did what they did. Now here comes, which was actually the raison d'etre of Operation Musketeer, was to keep, well, the excuse or the whatever the smoke or whatever was to keep. Oh, you guys stop fighting. We're in here. We're gonna seize this thing to keep you guys from fighting. Meanwhile, it was just a land grab. They wanted to grab the Suez Canal before Nasser nationalized it and made his own private ditch, I guess. Which he eventually wound up doing. I mean, that's why this is like one of the great blunders in military history. Great blunders in history, and this is an episode. This whole Operation Musketeer is an episode. It's very good. Look for it online. It's very interesting. Alrighty then. Enough of that. This is not a classroom. Let's flip this guy over and see what we got. We lucked out. We seem to have a reserve brigade of armor. Probably I bet you T-34s. I don't think they had that many T-55s at that point. But you could always look that up. But alright, we're doing the first two. And we got a kill right away. Ow, that's an owie. Now, here's the thing that I find interesting. This guy technically never fired. But yet we have to put them all in used. Because they sortied, I guess. And just maybe drop bombs somewhere else. And I'm going to move this. So let's resolve this, because let's resolve this beast here. Because I wanted to see what was here. Alright, we get to look at everybody. No anti-air, anti-air, anti-air. We got another National Guard division. And we got a neat little mechanized division. MFF. I still don't even know. And a reserve division. Poor guys. Reserve divisions always get. Oh man. Poor reserve divisions. Always at the short end of everything. Except Israeli reserves. And even then, just the Battle of the Golan Heights, I'll tell you. in 72. Anyway, I digress. Let's fire at that one. We have no anti-air. So we're going to do 2. At that reserve unit. No effect. No effect. Alright, we're firing again. 6 and 2. Ah, that's right. There's no retreat in the city and town hexes. But we do have an elimination though. Alright, so that was actually very successful. So I'm going to move my guys in there just before I forget. And put this in the used. Let's roll for the Israeli. Let's see if he's loose and out and loving it. Yep. So he's a Val, even though I'm not going to use him unless they pop up in here. I'm going to go with the historical precedent. Did he do the turn marker? I think it did turn marker, yeah. Well, if I didn't, oops. Oopsie. So this one can be reused. As we keep doing that. Oh, now it's the Egyptian turn. Now the Egyptian response. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? He rallies again. Replace 2. Oh boy. Oh boy. This game is interesting. It's an interesting little engine. This is a fun little game. I originally, when I got it at the Strat, I saw it. I didn't even. This was like about a year and a half ago, maybe. I brought it with me on a couple of business trips, but I never got around to playing it because it's great. You just throw the sucker in, you just grab a couple of dice, you throw this in your valise or your luggage or what have you, and you just throw down in your hotel room if you're bored. But I didn't have time. I just got too busy doing business. Alright, we grab 2 units, and I don't even know what they're going to be. Unless they pop up in a hex that's occupied. So, okay. Green, orange. Not red. What did I say? Green, orange. Okay. So, both 2s. Where's 2, my friend? Cairo Vest. Alright, so I have no idea what that is. The armored division, but it's over here. And over here, if I don't pick a card, nobody moves. Which is interesting. Because the initiative basically was all. Oh, what was that? And that card was that a 1? Yeah, I forgot what the question. How come the question was? As you realize, minus 1. They only got one. They got 1 turn left to. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to do something. With Alexandria and Port Said. All right, how much time? What time is it? So 52. Okay, so maybe this will. So I figured this would take about an hour. Okay. What are we going to do now? We have to pick a card. Pick a card off screen. Or you got to go with the amphibious assault. Place the Allies fleet. I put the Allied fleet in the box to begin with. That's kind of ridiculous to have that. The Allied fleet is in the box. So I had 1. I gotta remember to add 1. I forgot to do that last time. So we use the Royal Marines. Now what I could do, since I know what's here, put them here, and then just go woof. Royal Marines. This is para. This is Royal Marines, right? Yeah, it's Royal Marine Corps. Where's 40 Commando? There's no 40 Commando. How come there's no 40 Commando? I guess they put it all in here. 16. There's no 16. 44. Was it 45 Commando? Anyway. A lot of units went to this. And mostly just the paras landed, and then they had to give up. Reuse. Alright. Do I have any other royal? We are going to mix them. I'll have the. Okay. Port Said. Now I should not leave Port Said on, but I got to get down. I got to get over here. So we move, then, bam, slam. Like I said, maybe the following echelon. And we air. So we'll go 3 here. We'll go 2 here. And we'll go 2 over here. And we know it's here, so that makes it a little bit easier. Should actually leave one there, but I'll probably get another rally card. Alright, let's hit this MFF division. I think it's mechanized. Okay, 6, that's a death. Murder, death, kill. Oh, you know, I didn't roll for the used there. Crud. Crud. See those two and see if they come into play. One of them did not. So okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll just do the one attack then. That's what we gotta roll to see these guys come in. Yep, and the 2 Frenchies. Only 1 Frenchie. All right. I remembered. Hey, I remembered. Said first time I figured the French would get anti-air. Oh, good. He's got a garrison unit. It's a Fedine. That's originally what the guerrilla unit. That's originally why the Israelis wanted to clean out the Sinai, because the Fedine were a problem. Gee, sounds familiar, right? Let's fire the anti-air. 1 factor. Could expose it though. Oh, 5. What's that? 5. Air to ground is a reduction. French go down from there to super Mystere to just Mystere, but they also get to fire back, and they get Bupkis. French suffered some losses, some air losses. Just French also were using Corsairs, by the way. They weren't using any fancy. They were using Corsairs, which a lot of people said were very effective. Very effective ground pounder with Corsairs. Whispering Death, as the Japanese would call it. So we're gonna here we get to fight here. We get to fight that National Guard unit. Pretty sure it's National Guard. 2. No retreats. Remember, no retreats. Bupkis. Fire again. No retreat. Nothing. Zippo. Zilch. Nada. Right. Now let's resolve some land combat. So the most powerful in the stack goes first. I think it's my choice, but I was not going to stack the allies, but it's desperate measures. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Because I'm running out of time. I'm going to lose this. Yep. 3. Let's roll for an ish. This time, hey, they didn't win this time. That's the first time they didn't win that one. Blah, blah. Swing and a miss. So he gets to fire back. The reservists gird their loins and get themselves together and to fire back. There's my other dice. Hey, I got no dice. And do nothing. So now it's the second. We'll just call these guys 40 Commando. And we'll roll some dice. Some bones. 6, an elimination. An owie. Big owie. So, we have seized Ishmaila. I like Ishmaila. Sounds nicer. It's too bad I Oh, and this is mechanized, so he can move. He can move another one. But I could just move one. He can only move one. I didn't notice that. Doe. So he stays back there. Alright. Like I said, it's a learning experience. We're learning together. Isn't that nice? Have some coffee. Get my butt kicked by gorillas again. Uh-oh. Ike is not pleased. No! Ike is angry. You won't like Ike when he's angry. Uh-oh. I'm gonna otherwise lose a turn. Here we go. This is it. We lost because of the Americans. We lost Operation Musketeer. Yep, we lost. Ho! Ike! So much for the special relationship. So, alright. So, we see some stuff. We had some operational success. The Israelis got to clean out the Sinai. We got to punch the Colonel Nasser in the face. And basically, that's it. So, I lost it. It's interesting. This is an interesting solo game. Not once you get used to it, but there is some, for me, there's some getting used to this kind of system. Even though I've been watching people play solo stuff for a while. And this is interesting. So maybe we'll do a rematch at some point. Otherwise, thanks for being with me. Remember, Suez'56. Find one. It's cheap. Go to your friendly store or go online. I actually bought it because, first of all, I love the thing, and so it's like I said, my friendly store. Well, I might want to. I always like to throw them a couple bucks if I have it. We might play. I'm thinking about, we got Tannenberg here. Tannenberg, which is one of Hindenburg's and basically Ludendorff's. This says their climb to power. This is how they got there. And this is what's interesting. And this is interesting. Shanghai incident. Now, nobody knows about this one. This is not the first extensive use of carrier aviation for ground, because they actually did seaplanes in the World War I. They did the Furious, and they had some seaplane tenders, and they used it. But it's one of the first. I think the Akagi and the Kaga were used. Anyway, if you're still with me, thanks for being with me. You got comments, as Lionel would say, comment as you see fit. Mistakes probably were made. No big deal. For me, this is a learning experience. And hopefully it can be, to quote the Spaniard, are you not entertained? But hopefully this was not boring. I'm going to do some more of these, whether there is a call for it or I just hear crickets out there and a series of tubes. And, well, again, I had fun. I had more fun than I thought I would have. And it's interesting, no matter what your strategy and tactics are, if you don't draw the right cards. But in this instance, now, more normally I don't like leaving things to luck. I don't buy that luck nonsense. But this is something where the political sphere and the strategic environment undermined this operation. This operation was basically by the numbers, was done very well. It was almost textbook. But since Eden made such a dog's breakfast, or a pig's breakfast, to use a British term, of making allies in the strategic and in the UN, and it was universally condemned. And everybody saw it as the last gasp of empire and of British arrogance and French intransigence. Intransigence? I butchered that word, but that's why the operation, otherwise militarily and as an operation, It went smooth as silk. It's silk in the parachutes. All right, peeps. Thanks for watching. Again, comment as you see fit. Have a good one.